Okay, so I'm going to hit the record. Um, okay, so let me share my screen so you can see these awesome slides. If I do say so myself. No, I'm just kidding, kind of. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about finding your voice and your brand on social media. So branding is something that we haven't talked that much about as a team. Um, Branding is super important in this business. Something that I love about Team Beachbody is that this coaching opportunity is so unique. Every single coach does this differently. Every single coach has, their own story, their own background, their own style, and their own vision for their own team. So basically, as a coach, you're going to be most successful when you're fully you, when you're not pretending to be anybody that isn't you. You're not imitating everything that I do. You're not imitating everything that Colette does. Your quirks and your journey and the things that make you unique are what are going to draw people to you. They're going to draw people into your business, because nobody cares about what somebody else is doing. They're following you. They want to see what's going on in your life. So embrace those quirks about yourself. Embrace your story, and truly, I get goosebumps. Like the things that have made you who you are. The things that maybe you're even a little bit ashamed to talk about, but the things that you've come through, the things that you've grown through, embrace your story, because that's what's going to make you set apart, like standing apart from all of the cookie cutter Beachbody coaches out there who are just trying to be Melanie Mitro, because Melanie Mitro attracts a specific kind of person, but you attract people who are like you. So you have to own who you are. You have to be you. So I can't, just little side note, I can't tell you how many times I've tried to work with somebody who's the polar opposite of me, and it's a train wreck. They can't relate to me. I can't relate to them. And it ends up being detrimental to the culture of the challenge group, and I work really hard to protect the culture of our challenge group. And it's freaking awesome right now, by the way. I've been really proud of how everybody is like just gelling. Makes me happy. Hey, Vanessa. And the reason that it never worked out with those people was because I wasn't the best fit for them. But you know what? Like, I am a good fit for a bunch of other awesome ladies out there, and you're a good fit for a bunch of awesome ladies out there. And again, if you're just trying to be, cookie cutter Beachbody coach, you're not going to reach the people who need you. Very few Beachbody coaches have mastered sharing their story and sharing who they are on social media. So I was thinking about how to describe what we do as coaches on social media, because it's really simple. Like, we share who we are, and we sprinkle in little bits of Beachbody coaching, and we sprinkle in like what we have to offer to people. But if we fly by the seats of our pants and we just post like whatever and whenever, and we don't think about it, we're not going to build momentum, and we're not going to be successful. So I went right after I had Everett. I didn't even listen to this call because he was like this tiny little new guy. But Nicolette Anderson, my coach, did a call about how coaching is like an ice cream cone and posting on our social media is like an ice cream cone. And when she brought, that up, I thought about it this way. Like, your social media account is this delicious, wonderful place where people come to get something that they know they're going to enjoy, because ice cream is delicious. And so the first little bit of our social media is the cone. It's who we are, who we were. It's who we want to be. It's like the outer shell of who we are. What holds us all together. So this is your past, first of all. Who were you? Who were you before you started your journey with Beachbody? What were the things that bothered you? What were the things that brought you down? What did you struggle with? What were your emotional trigger words? Like, for me, I was a very cynical, unhappy, sick. I was very, very sick, like physically. I was depressed. I was overweight. I was feeling like I had a lot to offer, and I didn't know how to make that happen. I was struggling because a lot of the friendships that I had grown up with were, starting to kind of go in different directions. I was feeling lonely. I was feeling purposeless. I was feeling, those are the emotional words that I think about when I think about that time in my life. I felt lost, and I felt like I didn't know who I was. And then, the next part of this is you're present, thanks to Beachbody, and not necessarily, obviously there's so much more to Beachbody coaching than like, oh, Shakeology, oh, fitness programs. Like Beachbody it's a culture, and it's a family. And I think about the amazing relationships that I've been able to form with people that like I otherwise would not have done that. So like who I am now is like, I had no purpose then, and now I'm a leader. I was unhappy and unfulfilled then, and now like I get to have a huge part in watching people who are sick and unhealthy like I was come out of that and be healthy and fulfilled and happy. And one of the important parts of this is, how have you overcome these struggles? And I truly, truly do thank Beachbody and this culture, this lifestyle, for coming out of some of those things. So I wanted to ask you guys I wanted to ask if you would mind answering a couple of these questions, like maybe just one of these questions as a team. You can choose either the past or the present. Maybe each of you could just answer one question. Jonna, I see you nodding. Do you want to go first?
Sure. This really resonates with me because I just spent some time with my cousin. We went to San Antonio together, and she's on the program. She's doing Shakeology, and it brought me so much joy to see her feeling great, looking great, not battling her stomach issues anymore, and knowing how to handle her rheumatoid arthritis. It's not that Shakeology has taken away rheumatoid arthritis. There is no cure for it. But what has happened with her is she's become so aware of eating healthy, exercising, what happens when you don't do those things, what she can expect, and how she knows how she's going to feel. So she staves all the bad things off and really works with the positive. And it's just amazing to me. And then knowing, your story and your stomach issues, I remember talking to you and I said, you know what, I just hope this Shakeology helps my cousin. Like, I think it will. And that was because of your stomach issues. So it really helped her. And we went on this vacation, and she was moving. She was going here, going there. She felt great. She didn't have any problems. And we got to see all the sights. We got to do everything. And she's just incredibly, she's talking to everybody about it because of how she feels.
And that's you. Like, that's because you shared it with her. That is so awesome.
It's really cool. It's really, really, I know how you feel. And I only have like one or two people, and you have so many people under you, but that's where you started.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It all starts there. It all starts with, a couple of loyal people. Like Carly was one of the very first people in my challenge group. And the very first day she sent me her meal plan, and I was like, you need to be a coach, like for real.
A little OCD.
So what about you, Carly?
this kind of makes me think of like my middle of the journey. Like before my mom got sick, I was like really into the coaching and trying to help people. And then my mom got sick. And I just like totally fell off the bandwagon. Like I wasn't eating right. I wasn't working out. I wasn't posting on Facebook. Like I felt like I was just like super depressed. I was just kind of like spiraling and I didn't know what to do. Sorry, getting a little emotional. And then, like after my mom passed away, like it got even worse. Like I didn't even want to get out of bed in the morning. I was getting to school like when the bell rang, which is not like me at all. I'm usually there like an hour early. I wasn't working out still. Like I just was kind of a hot mess. But then I decided that I couldn't do that anymore. Like, that wasn't healthy. And I think that being able to have this has kind of helped me, like channel some of my stuff that's been going on. I think that's been able to help me a lot.
Oh,
I know, sorry.
no. And like Carly, you have such a powerful story. Like I can't even just like grief is something that so many people deal with. And like you have this really cool opportunity to say like, look, this is how I dealt with my grief, and like you don't have to deal with your grief like that, you know. And you know, coming out the other side, and like you're doing so much better. And I see, you know, like just through your posting, I can tell like, oh, Carly's back, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like I am. So
yeah. And so like you have this awesome opportunity to use that to like connect with people who are going through something impossible. Like, and the thing about impossible things is that, I mean, that's how it was when I had my miscarriage in 2014. Like I just dissolved into a puddle.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, I remember thinking like, it would just be better to be dead right now. Like I'm not even, what's the point? But I can show other people like you don't have to deal with it that way, you know?
Right.
So I think it's so cool. Like you and the openness with which you share your story is very powerful. Like other coaches in the Upgraded Alliance, Stephanie and Nicolette both have been like, who is this Carly? Like she, you know, they both think that you're so awesome. And so just know like people see you and you are moving people.
Oh, good.
Okay, Vanessa, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Hi everyone. I think well, before I Beachbody, one of the things I felt was alone, just as an owner, an entrepreneur, and a therapist, a physical therapist, just trying to balance it all, and I just felt really alone. And I think now being able to have a community of women and challenge group and you and just develop friendships and to share victories and struggles has really helped. And now just being able to be more open with what I'm doing with Beachbody, I have the ability to help other people who are, you know, busy or even in my similar situation as a business owner and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And just to see the turnaround in people's lives has been really super helpful. But I think just the passion and joy in exercise has come back for me with everything. So
yeah, that's so awesome. Like, and for you, I can't even imagine, just so you guys know, like for Vanessa's first month as a coach, she wasn't even allowed to talk about Beachbody on her social media at all.
Oh.
yeah.
Because of work?
Well, yeah, I was part of a franchise and we were in the middle of selling that franchise or leaving that franchise and opening another gym. So there was a lot of legality and I couldn't share about Beachbody or anything like that.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool because, you know, now you have like this amazing pool of people that that miss you, and like everybody loves Vanessa. We have this awesome group of people who are like, oh, I miss Vanessa being my trainer, and you can still do that. So I think that's awesome. So thank you guys so much for sharing. Something that I really want to foster in our team this year is the family that I've experienced in the Upgraded Alliance. Jacqueline and Jessica were like my rock for a long time, and I want us to be able to find that. So anyways, the next part of this ice cream cone that is our social media is our life outside of Beachbody. So like the cone, the bones of what we post on our social media should be who we are and the struggles that we've overcome, and definitely including how Beachbody has helped in those things. But, the things that you are all talking about when you shared your story with me just now, like those are the things that should drive your posts. Those are the things that, those are the underlying feelings behind your posts. Like, this is where I came from and this is where I'm at. And obviously not 100%, but those are the bones. And then the bulk is honestly not really anything to do with Beachbody. For me, it revolves around what makes me happy. I share a lot about my struggles, my victories, and the ridiculousness that is being Everett's mom. That's like a huge, huge part of what I post. My faith is a huge part of who I am as a coach. I post a lot about my faith. I post encouragement and motivation. I try to not be polarizing, but obviously, tie that into everything. I talk a lot about nerdy stuff, like books and movies I like. I talk a lot about coffee because coffee is my favorite. So there's this comedian, Brian Regan. I don't know if any of you have heard of him. But if you have, you will know that his humor is a lot of what I post because that's what I grew up with. And then I also share a lot about my general fitness journey and what's worked for me along the way. So I've had a lot of health issues. You guys know because you followed me, but like so many health issues, like I should be dead. And so a lot of the people who come to me for help are people who have health issues that they're working through. So like your ice cream isn't going to look like my ice cream. Your ice cream is going to look a lot different than my ice cream. So like you need to ask yourself, what do you like to do? And what are your quirks? What do you think about multiple times every single day? I think about Everett. I think about church. I'm very involved in church. I think about nerdy stuff. And I think about my health and my general fitness journey. So that's my ice cream. But you might think about fashion a lot. You might think about teaching a lot. Obviously, Carly, you're a teacher. You might think about, living as a student and, still finding time for yourself. Jana, that's totally you. Life as a gym owner, fitness tips, DIY stuff. I know, Carly, you do some really fun, like decorating. I remember when you did that video of your apartment when you first moved in there, like everything was decorated really pretty. Like that's
yeah, I forgot about that. I did that actually for my mom because she was doing chemo and couldn't come, so I made that for her.
Oh, that's really special.
Yeah.
So all of these things are things that you can like make the foundation of your Facebook. Maybe you love to run, maybe you love to cook, maybe you love makeup. Start thinking of ways that you can incorporate who you are and teach people things. Like I love to go live and talk about things that I use. Like when I did the charcoal teeth whitening thing, that video got like 7 shares. And then I'm going to go live and talk about the mask that I like to use. So just find the things that you like and then weave them into your posts. Okay, next. Finally, we have the sprinkles. This is Beachbody. This is you letting people know exactly what you have to offer for them. 21-day fix recipes, challenge group invites, coaching opportunity invites. Those are like the really big ones. And then you can weave in like Shakeology facts, praise and recognition for the people who are doing well in either your organization as coaches or in your challenge group. And then Beachbody specific posts. I included 2. I'm going to make it bigger so you can see it. This one, oh, it didn't get bigger. What's going on? This one was a Shakeology post. Oops, that all stretched out. But this one was all about Shakeology. I was talking about how like my nails grow like crazy, which they do. It's not a lie. And my hair grows like crazy. And, you know, I just added in one little tiny sentence. Let's see. It's still not really easy to see. I said, I had such a hard time growing out my hair and nails for the longest time. Shaco solved that problem, but now I need to keep them both short. So they both grow so fast I can't keep up. Come on. So like I just added in that little tiny sprinkle into my post about Shakeology. You don't have to do a whole post about, wow, my hair and nails grow so fast because of Shakeology. Like just sprinkle it in there. Tell a story with your post rather than like, you know, throw in Shakeology in everyone's faces. They can sense it. They can sense it when we're being, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like not real with them. Yeah. Okay, let me delete this one so I can get this one. Okay, and then this one was totally specific. I was talking about how it's been a really long day already, and I'm so excited for January because, you know, people commit to their resolutions and then they give up, and we're, you know, kicking the resolutions out the window and we're actually committing to something. This post was totally off the cusp. I took a quick selfie. I used an app. I'll show you some of the apps that I like to use in a few minutes. I used an app to brighten it up and make it prettier, and I just wrote a quick post. This post only got 5 likes, but I got so many leads through my my lead page, my landing page. Got so many leads through this post. Even though people didn't comment on it or like it, they saw it and it was moving to them, you know, clearly. So that was more of a like targeted post. And then obviously the actual like challenge group invites and those things are sprinkles as well. Okay, now I want to talk to you about branding. So this is what I mean by branding. We're talking like visual right now. We're not talking about like your voice on social media. You can tell, like when I've written a post, you know that it's me. Like I have a voice that I use in my posts, right? It was funny. Jana one day said, I keep thinking about the way that Catherine says anyways, because a lot of times like I'll go off on a little tangent in my post and then I'll say anyways and I'll get back to the point. Like that's part of my voice on social media. Like that's on purpose, you know? And that is just kind of the way I talk, but that's my voice on social media. I use a lot of capital letters for like important words. That's part of my voice on social media. And it takes time to develop that. But we're not talking about your voice right now. We're just talking about visual branding. There's so much to this, but we're just talking visually. So when someone is scrolling through the news feed, I want them to stop immediately when they see my posts. And I want them to say, oh, hey, look, it's something from Catherine. I want to read that. The way that I accomplish this is first of all, I create quality content. I'm going to go to the next slide really quick. I create quality content. I make my images visually appealing. One of the apps that I use to make my images visually appealing is called InstaBeauty. It's right there, InstaBeauty. And like literally you open it up. I'm just going to choose an image really quickly. Like let's say this one. Okay, you can see like this isn't a very good picture of me. Like there are weird shadows. You can see like that weird shadow on the side of my nose. But I'm just going to press soften. Actually, I got to go back. Okay, so I'm going to press down here. You can see soften. I don't know if you can see that. But like automatically, it's better. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I promise it is better. And so I use this a lot. Like, it's a really simple way to take a really crappy picture and then make it look pretty. Because people, like, whether you like it or not, I know it's kind of lame and speaks to the narcissism that is our culture, but like, people like pretty. People like things to be visually appealing and soft and bright. So make your stuff soft, make your stuff bright, create quality content. No more sharing everybody else's stuff. Like, if you see something that you want to share, then make it your own. Like, go live and talk about the article that you read. Make a quote of your own. Something that I like to do a lot is on Instagram. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram. If you don't, go check it out, because you'll know what I mean. I create all of the fonts. I chose 2 fonts, and I make all of my quotes with those 2 fonts, and then I have my website on every single one. That's part of how I'm branding myself visually. People on Instagram know that when they see those 2 fonts on a white background, that it's me. And I'm gonna explore the option of putting my face on those quotes eventually. I don't know. I feel kind of funny about that, but I'm doing a training right now that says that your face should be on everything. So,
Hey, Catherine, what does the InstaBeauty app look like?
it
Can you say that
is.
again? Sorry, I missed
Yeah.
it.
No,
I was
that's
trying to
okay.
look it up.
It is. Sorry, right there on the end.
Oh, okay.
You see
Got
that?
it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thanks.
It's really good. You have to be careful, because like, if you soften it too much, it starts to look like you don't have a nose. But it works. It works very well. Very pretty images.
I had downloaded that one and it kept putting like makeup, like weird makeup all over my face.
Oh yeah. You don't want to do that one. So if you're in the home screen, sorry, cancel. What you want to do is freaking advertisements. You want to choose library. You want to I'm just going to choose, where's that picture? I'll choose that Shaco picture again. And the only thing that I use is this one right here, soften. Do you see that one right there, soften?
No, it's on the bottom though?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the very first one next to soften, or next to auto retouch. Just click soften, and like, there are 3 different options. Like, this one is the softness, so you can see like it's kind of soft there, and then like, I'm gonna make it even softer, and like, my nose kind of disappears. And then the next one is brightness, and so you can like really brighten it up or darken it up. You can't really tell a difference. Brighten it up, see the difference.
Okay. Yeah, so I had downloaded it and then the makeup kept happening, so I deleted it and I was trying to do like the filters on Photify.
Oh yeah.
So is that one better, you think?
I don't like Photify's filters that much.
Okay.
I would
know some of them are really weird.
I would rather just use Instagram's filters. But what I normally do is I take the picture, I brighten it up in InstaBeauty, and then I use the same filter every single time on Instagram. I use the very first filter, and I take the intensity down.
Okay.
So sorry, Vanessa, I didn't know that you were actually raising your hand. I thought that was a mistake. Okay.
That's okay. I wasn't sure how that worked anyway, so.
We only have a couple minutes left, so I want to talk about the visual branding part. Other than, creating visually appealing stuff, you want to choose a color palette. My color palette is blue, coral, black, and white. Those are the colors that I try to use in every single image. Over Christmas, I was using a lot more red. But in general, I try to stick to blue, coral, black, and white, because when someone sees your post, they should recognize it as you. Even if they don't see your name on there, they should recognize that it's you posting it. So stick with the same colors, and that brand recognition will start to develop on its own. If you're using Canva, canva.com, they will save all of your all of the posts that you've made. So like, let me just I'm just going to go to my Canva really quick to show you what I mean. So most of these are not posts that I posted, but like you can see this one, I used blue and then white here. White and coral. That one got kind of weird. Again, with the coral.
Mm-hmm.
White here. And all of my images, you can see, like all of them are very bright. All of them are very eye-catching. And my face is on almost everything except for that random booty. But my face. That was for a booty challenge that I was doing. And then like all of my free group invites, they're a very clear image with, transparent black square and a curly font and a, long skinny font. Like, that it's my free group invite just by the way that it looks. So create something that is recognizable. So choose your color palette and then choose a few fonts and use them consistently. You can see like in the Freedom Collective, I use all the same fonts. I created the logo with the same fonts as I use in a lot of my images. And then use those fonts across all of your social media channels. So like Instagram, Facebook, really like you can pretty much take your Facebook posts and just throw them onto Instagram. And that works really well. And then your logo or your face, like I know a lot of you probably don't have a logo. Vanessa, I know your brand is Beyond Physique. So like Beyond Physique or your face should be on everything that you post. And it doesn't have to be, well, I mean, not everything you post, but all of the sprinkles, like all of the actual important posts, not just like the lifestyle ones, but the Beachbody posts should have like your brand on them. And then like as a coach, you're not really selling Beachbody. You're selling yourself as their coach. If they just wanted the 21-day fix, they'd go buy it off of Amazon. But what they need is you. And when they know that they need to lose 15 pounds, like your face should be what pops into their mind. Like, oh, lose 15 pounds. That's where I need to go. Like when I want to drink a Coke, I don't drink Coke. But when I want to drink a Coke, I'm going to think like red and white Coca-Cola. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what pops into my mind. You want to be what pops into their mind when they think fitness. Mm-hmm. So, and then last but not least, regular, consistent posting. Nothing's going to kill your momentum more than inconsistency in sharing your journey. And, I know that all of you are really, really good about posting on your social media. So just keep that up. Keep being consistent. Choose a schedule. Like okay, on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, I'm going to post my challenge group invitations and my coaching opportunity invitations. Or the best times to post on social media are Wednesday and Thursday evening and Sunday evening. So really, I mean, those could be your 3 big posts. And then a really good time is around lunchtime and then right after dinner and early in the morning. So, choose when you're going to post and be consistent with it. So, when your people are ready to make a lifestyle change, you want to be the steady rock that they think of. Like, oh man, Jana has been consistent on her journey for the last 6 months and she's been posting about it. And I know that she's still doing it, man, I'm going to go reach out to her. When we're posting consistently about the same stuff, they know what to expect. They know that they're going to come to our page and get quality stuff. You're going to build a following and people are going to start seeking you out. So, and then when in doubt, Facebook stalk somebody that you admire. When I get into a rut and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to talk about, I follow Chelsea Pearson. I really like Chelsea Pearson. Lindsay Stay. She is like a total granola hippie mom, and I love her. And I connect with her. And so I Facebook stalk her. I really like to follow Brittany Leggett because she's so positive and encouraging. And then obviously I follow Nicolette and I gain a lot of inspiration from her. And we're a lot alike. So, I can usually find something on her page like, oh, hey, I could recreate that. And by the way, recreate my posts. If you don't know what to post, if you're like, oh man, I gotta post this, challenge group invite and I don't know what to do, like, you are always welcome. Copy and paste my words and then make them your own. Like you don't even have to ask. Like, I mean, you can tell me like, hey, I used your post. I hope that's okay. Like, but feel free. I mean, we are a team. We are, here to help each other. So I can't even tell you how many times my success partners and I have stolen each other's content. So there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm giving you my permission right now, so it's not plagiarism. So, okay, call to action. I want you guys to answer the questions in the cone. You've already done that, but like answer them in your mind and like really think about like who you were, who you are, and who you want to be. And then brainstorm your brand. I want you to post in the Freedom Collective team page your colors, what you want your colors to be. And then I want you to go and Google like free fonts. I found my fonts for free. And look through and think about like what kind of fonts you want to be using. I really go for like the curly Q. Like if you look at my Instagram, we only have 2 minutes left, but I just want to show you really quick. If you look at my Instagram, I post white and then a picture, white and then a picture. And so you can see I use these 2 fonts. I'm going to get a big one so you can see it. This one. Oh gosh, of course it's not loading. Okay, so like I have that tall skinny font and then my curly font. Like I really connect with those fonts, but you find a couple of fonts that work for you and then tell us what they're like, or, screenshot it and share it in the group. Does anyone have any questions? I'm sorry, I knew I threw like a lot of information at you.
Yeah, I have a question. So when you Google the fonts, how do you get them like onto your pictures?
You download them and then Google how to add fonts into PicMonkey. I don't think you can add them into Canva unless you have a paid account, but in PicMonkey you can load your fonts into.
Okay.
So like it just depends on like on a MacBook, you have to just put it into your fonts folder.
Okay.
So would you say for the best graphics for us, we have to have PicMonkey?
I really like PicMonkey. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we need to have an Instagram. We need to, because I don't have one, but I'll get one.
You don't need to have one, but it's definitely helpful for reaching your cold market. Facebook's great for people you know, but Instagram, like you can just reach out to people you don't know and not feel awkward about it.
Okay, yeah. All right. Okay.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
When you download the apps or the fonts into PicMonkey, can you do that on the app on the phone or just on the computer?
No, it's just on your computer.
Darn, because I use the one on my phone so much. So I've just been trying to pick a font on there that I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just kind of playing with it. But
what I've been doing is with my posts on Canva, I use whatever fonts, like as long as they're kind of similar. On PicMonkey, I make all of my Instagram posts for the entire week on Monday.
okay.
So, like I just go in and I get on Pinterest and I Google or I search